Hello, and welcome to all Dente Creepypasta, horror stories cooked to perfection with a splash of red sauce. My name is CZ, and I will be your server this episode. Today's story is about a swan song from one of YouTube's most promising young stars, taken from us too soon. Her name, Christina Grimmie. Let's dig right in. I've always been strangely fascinated by tragedy. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm happy that terrible things happen. I certainly don't encourage terrorism or anything, but I have spent many nights on the weird side of YouTube, studying 9/11 videos or watching houses get swept away by Hurricane Katrina. I think we all have a small tendency for our eyes to be drawn to the morbid. Just look at how drivers stare at the wreckage during a highway traffic accident and, in turn, slow down the traffic themselves. I also think that our curiosity with such things as a culture is related to our love for ghost towns. I always think it's amazing when a place that once had so much buzz and attention becomes barren and empty so quickly. Sometimes tragedy and ghost towns can go hand in hand. Just look at Pompeii or Chernobyl. One night in late 2016, I found a similar example, a virtual ghost town, if you will. While browsing YouTube at 3 in the morning before going to bed, I stumbled upon a video from Christina Grimmie. Christina was a YouTube singer who was tragically shot and killed just after her concert in Orlando back in June. This was a truly sad and scary time for her fans and the community. Christina was just 22 years old, and she was one of the first big YouTubers to pass away. Since she posted so regularly, I imagine fans were left with a much bigger hole in their lives as compared to other celebrity deaths. As I clicked through some of her videos and read some of the comments, I could see that many of her fans saw her as a friend and were torn apart at her death. She even used to refer to her fan base as her friend base. I came to think that I would have been friends with her too. I hadn't heard about Christina until after her untimely death, but in looking at some of her other content, I started to see what the big deal was. She was a beautiful girl with a beautiful voice. She was a self-proclaimed Legend of Zelda nerd, and she even had a Death Note tattoo. I imagine we would have gotten along very well had we known each other. Naturally, I did quite a bit of digging, watching videos and reading comments. There was a lot of pain carried on that page, but in a way, her channel was a lot like a ghost town. Sure, there are still occasional posts from her manager, including a memorial video and some pre-recorded music videos, but for the most part, it was a ghost channel. In many ways, it served as a memorial, with people leaving their condolences on her discussion page. Most of the comments were fangirls talking about how much they miss her, with the occasional "why couldn't it have been Keemstar" comment. But by far, the most interesting thing to me is looking at those videos uploaded right before her death, some of her final recorded moments on camera, and seeing people's reactions now that she's gone. I don't really know what it is. I feel bad for her and her fans, but these videos just captivate my attention. This led me to start looking at some of the tribute videos that have been made in her honor, and it's here that I stumbled upon a playlist called Christina Grimmie Unlisted. So I guess that Christina got her start by doing mostly covers, and some of them have since been struck down because of copyright, while others were switched to private or unlisted. In fact, most of the videos on this playlist couldn't be watched because they were changed to private, but the rest of them were just unlisted. But what caught my attention was one unlisted video titled "Final Goodbye" in all caps, with a thumbnail of Christina waving at the camera. The video was about 5 minutes long, as I recall, and of course, I clicked on it to see exactly what this final goodbye video was. Less than 1 second into the video, I was shocked with what I saw. It was a video of Christina in her room, only her face was covered in what looked like blood, and she was crying her eyes out as she talked. It looked like she had been sobbing for hours. She was holding the camera and recording herself, and it was basically just shaking all over the place. My first thought was that this was some kind of Halloween or April Fool's prank that she had done, but I looked at the date of the video and it said it was uploaded today, which was obviously impossible. I was in complete shock. It had only a couple hundred views and started with her barely able to get any words out through all the crying. I can't remember all of her exact words, but she started talking in typical vlog format, save for the fact that she was sobbing through all of it. Hey guys, it's Christina. I just wanted to say thank you for all the love and support that you've given me over the last several months, and I'm sorry that I had to leave you like this. She was coughing and choking on her own words as she spoke. I want you all to be strong. I wish I could stay here with every last one of you. Thank you guys so much for being there and supporting me along the way. You guys were literally the biggest part of me. It was an incredible journey, and I'm so sorry that it had to end this way. I loved going on tour so much because I got to see all of your smiling faces, and no one can take that away from me, no matter what. I just wish that I had gotten one final chance to say goodbye. I guess I wasn't alone, because when I scrolled down to the comments, they were pouring in. Some of them were as shocked as I was, wondering how this was even possible and trying to analyze the situation. Others were just overwhelmingly thankful for her coming back to give them closure. It seemed like all of the comments that I saw were positive ones. I guess because you'd have to be a fan of her to be seeking out the video. Before I got to the end of the video, it stopped playing on its own and I got the familiar "an unknown error has occurred" message. I tried refreshing the page, but it told me that the user had removed the video. I frantically went to her channel to see if it could be found, but it was nowhere. I searched YouTube to see if anyone had re-uploaded it, but it couldn't be found. I even tried to find that Christina Grimmie unlisted playlist, but it seemed like that was gone too. I was trying to process what had just happened. Had I dozed off and imagined that? I certainly didn't think so. Everything seemed so real. It was so vivid that I still can't get her face in that video out of my head. I was starting to think I had imagined it somehow until I went to her channel and looked at the discussion comments. Several comments had just come in saying things like, "Thank you for everything." Now, I'm not really sure. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of All Dente Creepypasta. Christina may be gone, but you can always go visit her YouTube channel where her music lives on. Speaking of music, go check out OST Maker, who put together the beautiful tribute that you heard in this video. Your build this time came out to $64, but if you like this video right now, I'll waive that fee and give you everything you just listened to absolutely free. Remember to subscribe to CZsWorld for new horrors every other week, and I'll see you in the next one. Assuming we both survive.